Welcome to the show. Right now, if you're in the United States, you can get really cheap military surplus equipment on a secondhand market. This stuff has good quality, good ire resistance, pretty good stitching and quality and construction, and you can find it really cheap on eBay, on Facebook Marketplace, on military surplus stores. And this includes all sorts of stuff. Load-bearing equipment, rucksacks, assault packs, tents, all sorts of stuff. The only drawback is it's in this color that is not so great. Universal camouflage pattern, which is not useful in anything except for the moon or the gravel pits or anything like that. But if it's stuff for training, which you should do, why not get it? And for $30, you can get yourself a flick rig, which includes these MOLLE pouches and the harness itself for about $30 or so. For a little bit more, you can even get an assault pack, which is really nice. However, depending on the look of what you get and what's available, sometimes you get a complete assault pack like this, which includes a foam pad and a plastic stiffener, which makes up as a frame. And these are really good, but if you happen to get one of these ones, which is just the bag itself with nothing inside to stiffen it at all, don't be so upset just yet. I can show you a DIY solution that is really inexpensive, uses common hand tools that you can find pretty much anywhere, at any hardware store or a department store, and you can do a little bit of things to help the environment and upcycle. That is great. Now, why do I bring up upcycling? Well, sometimes you can find stuff for free as swag through career fairs or promotions or anything like that, such as this yoga mat over here. I don't really do yoga that much, and if I were to do exercises on the ground or sleep on the ground, I prefer to use a folding foam mat, which is thicker and provides a bit more of a cushion and clearance from the ground. And another thing I found is, since the United States presidential elections are now over, a lot of these campaign signs over here, some of them are taken down, some of them are not. This one is not taken down. I found it with a bunch of other trash, another one of these in a wash, along with cans, junk, bottles, and other stuff. So I decided to go and waste not, want not, and reduce and recycle, and see if I can turn this into a stiffener for this surplus assault pack over here. Okay, so I went and removed the stiffener from this surplus assault pack over here, and it comes in two pieces. We have our hard plastic rigid sheet, and we have our foam backer. You can find these on the internet for about $15 plus shipping on top of that, and I think that is a bit expensive for what it is, especially since you can find a complete assault pack for around $20, $25, so it wouldn't make sense to put $15 into another thing that is about $15. Kind of uneconomical. But here we have just a single piece of, I suspect this is high density polyethylene, HDPE. Same material as found in like milk jugs. And we have ourselves our foam backer, which I suspect is made out of EVA foam. Now, these two together, you have the soft foam on your back, and you have the rigid backer. And for this, I think we can improvise and use different materials that you can find for free or really cheap. Okay, so we have our campaign sign over here. Ignore whatever's on it. If there's an active election going on, don't steal these things. Just don't do that. But with the election over and I find this literally as littered trash, let's look at the material properties of it. So we have two thin sheets of plastic, plus we have an inside layer that is not quite corrugated, but very similar. And it's water resistant, and the stiffness of this is quite similar to that of our rigid plastic sheet, although if we bend it this way, it can fold in on itself. But I think this might be a good thing to try and use as a little experiment. Here we have our yoga mat. This is given away as a promotional thing by a supermarket. And we have our foam mat that is of similar thickness and feel to our military foam backer. Very similar thickness, very similar material, and sure, it's a bright colored red, but if it's inside the assault pack, it shouldn't matter too much. Let's see what we can do with this. So to clean our campaign symbol here, because it's a bit dirty and dusty, let's go and use just a damp cloth over here, a little bit of water and soap. Just soap or dark detergent would work fine. And just give it a good wiping. And once done with that, we'll just use a dry cloth and just wipe it clean. And there we go. Since I already have an assault pack stiffener, I'll just use this as a stencil and try and mark over the material with a permanent marker. This marker is not that good, but I think it's good enough for now, and I'll try and cut it with this Japanese box cutter over here, a Japanese cutter made by Olfa. I really like these. That was easy. Let's see, let's just go and get rid of any sort of rough edges and trim them off. Okay, I think this is pretty good. And let's repeat the same process with our salvaged yoga mat over here. Go cut at the inside edge of our tray scene with the cutter. There we go. Okay, so we have ourselves our plastic foam backer. We have ourselves our foam mat over here. And let's try and insert this little assembly into our assault pack over here, which does not have a rear stiffener. So we just simply open the rear pocket, move the airborne straps out of the way. Now we have our pocket over here. Now, I think what would make more sense is to have the foam padding towards the back and the hard area towards the rear, or towards the front of the bag. And let's try and put it back in. One thing I did not anticipate in this little experiment is that this piece of plastic is a bit harder to insert into the sleeve. This is significantly more challenging than using the government surplus backer, but we'll make it do. We still have a couple of inches left. Okay, so now our improvised stiffener is inserted into our assault pack. Let's go and put our foam backer inside. And hopefully with this foam backer being a lot more flexible than the plastic stiffener, wouldn't be so bad. And just make sure that in the pack itself there is no bumps or anything like that, because that's going to be really annoying when it digs into you. And just try and get everything as straight as you can. And there. Tuck our straps back in our pack over here and check for function. You too can recycle and reuse old junk material such as plastic campaign sign or this foam mat and bring new life into military surplus equipment with only a few basic hand tools: a blade, some soap and water, and a marker. And if you don't have a military stiffener, you can reuse, reduce waste, and upcycle and recycle junk and bring new life, utility, and function out of it. Now, is it as good as a military solution? It's not. But for the price of $0, it's really good cost effectiveness right over here. So, thank you for watching the using old junk and upcycling to update and put functionality to incomplete military surplus gear. So if you do like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Leave a comment down below, even if it's something dumb like 1, 2, 3, 4 or skibbity toilet or whatever. Read the video description and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. Thanks for watching.